Good morning. Gonna come to you this morning from two different viewpoints. One as a man of God and one as a nurse. If I was a nurse and I was coming to check and see how America was doing, I would assess the pain at a 10, easily. As far as fixing the problem, that's a physician's problem. That's a physician's problem. We have a great physician. Scripture teaches us to trust in the Lord with all your heart, to lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. We have yet another tragedy that I literally woke up this morning at 3:30 in the morning praying about. Not so much that I'm worried, but I know there are people that are hurting. But it's not the first time in America. We've had mass shootings. We've had terrorist attacks. We've had tragedies. We have murders going on in every city, probably in every state. And sometimes they go unnoticed because it's just maybe one person, but it's still murder. Scripture teaches us that the very first murder came after man and woman sinned, and they had a child, and that child, two children actually, and one child rose up and killed the other child. That was the first murder recorded biblically. For you that don't believe, you can go with what you want to go with. For us that believe, that was the first murder. And man has continued to kill himself. It's not an easy fix. But what I've learned, that if people would come to know God like they need to know God, I become less of a threat to you. Because I'm going to love God with all my heart, all my soul, all my mind, or at least as close as I can, because most of us can't do that. And then I'm going to love my neighbor as myself. Meaning, I'm not going to try and kill you because I don't want to be killed. We have a monumental problem in this country because so many people don't believe, because we have so many different religions that kind of fog up the whole thing, and we have a whole lot of political unrest, and we have a whole lot of stuff going on in front of us that we think we can analyze and fix by talking. I was up this morning at 3:30 praying. The solutions for most of my problems have been prayer. I've had 5 children. I've had marriages and divorce. I've had things go wrong, and my solution for them has never been to try and argue with the person or try and fix it myself. Even as a nurse, some of the problems I had led to my children, or one of my children at least, being in a hospital for a long time, and I had to trust God. And what I did in that particular situation was literally find other people of God who had a strategy, and I asked them to pray, and then I would just follow what they thought God was telling us to do. And it worked pretty well as far as praying for my daughter and seeing her come out of that hospital alive. We can solve this problem, America, if we would all stop bickering and start realizing that maybe as a nation, we aren't united. We're just communities and cities and states that touch each other geographically. But as far as being the United States of America, I'm 62 years old. I can't ever remember the states being united. You can go to any state and find the states around it are usually their adversaries. It's usually the people that they're fighting against. Even in some cities, we have a city here in West Virginia that literally has 2 sides to the city that have been at odds forever. And if you trace back to history, you can figure out what it is, and it's over something silly. We've had the Hatfields and McCoys that lived pretty close to here, and you know what? They fought for years and years and years. Man loves to put a face on its opponent rather than realizing that the weapons that we fight are not carnal. Realizing that what we are fighting against is an invisible enemy that most people don't want to put a name on, but it's the devil, and he has his army and he has his stages of government, and they all are working against mankind, because we are made in the image of God and he hates us. So he pits us against each other on a daily basis, within the families, within the workplace, schools, wherever humans are. You have the ability to see fighting going on. And we've got to stop looking at that and stop looking at the fact that we are humans. We're all one race. I don't care what color you are, what religion you are. We have to start looking at ourselves and realize that we have one God. There's one Spirit, and it's in a lot of us. And we need to start calling on that Spirit, because it will lead us and guide us into truth. And then we need to start loving each other, and not just loving each other after a tragedy. We're talking loving each other all the time on a daily basis. Ask God to show you who you can show some love to. It's really a no-brainer sometimes. I was at Walmart one day, and my neighbor next door, whose husband is an oil and gas man, was off for a while, and she needed a ride home because she had 2 children with her and all her groceries. How did I love her that day? Told her I'd give her a ride home. Now, do I love people all the time? No. Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I hurt people. Sometimes I don't do things I need to do. But we need to be wanting to love people. We're needing to ask God to give us the ability to see people as he sees people. Because I don't think God's up there going, I think I want to kill that race off. Or I think I want to kill that country off. Or I think I want to kill those people off. I think he's up there looking down going, I'm trying to love all of you guys into my kingdom. We have to stop on a daily basis, reevaluate, reassess, and try and figure out how to love people. As a nurse in a school, every day I had to assess the pain of children and the pain of my fellow teachers and the pain of people that I was in contact with, and figure out how to care for them. A lot of times all it took was a hug. Sometimes it took talking. Sometimes it took a sticker. But I did the best I could to figure out how to love people on a daily basis. Within my family, I have 4 out of the 5 of my children here with me now. And yet last night I had 5 of my 5 grandchildren all in one place. And I'm telling you, it's the greatest feeling in the world as a father who has been a single father at times, to have his children move back close to me. I want to tell you something, people. The Father in heaven would love for his children to move back close to him. He says that if we'll draw near to him, he'll draw near to us. So what are we going to do, America? We're going to keep going the same path we're going? You're going to keep on arguing and analyzing and trying to sarcastically make fun of each and every person or each and every situation that pops up? You're going to keep letting all this political stuff confuse you and rile you up? You're going to let all the sports stuff that's going on continue to screw you up and mess you up from day-to-day basis? Or are you going to find that peace? God says to be still and know that he is God. Some of you just need to be still. And that's simply just relaxing and letting him be God. All right. God bless. Have a good day. Peace.